Hey y'all, it's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, y'all, welcome back. I'm gonna give y'all a second to get in the live, like the video up, and then we're about to talk about love and marriage, Huntsville. Like the video up. Like the video up. Shout out to y'all who are coming back to back, okay? We just got done reviewing Put a Ring on It. So if you are watching playback, make sure y'all go watch Put a Ring on It reunion review, and then head over here, or head back over here and finish watching this video, okay? Julia, thank you. Saki, shout out to y'all. Karen, happy Sunday. Asia, Alicia, y'all, this is honestly, oh my gosh. Ooh la la says, why does it sound like do it like it's my B-day? Girl, I feel like I don't think the intro sound like Do It Like It's My B-Day. I'm gonna have to listen to it again, but that song is taking over every single pocket of the internet that I cannot get that song out my head. Do It Like It's My B-Day. What's up, Sam? Do It Like It's My B-Day. So y'all, what did y'all think about Love Marriage Huntsville? Y'all tell me in the comment section. Was y'all here for this episode? We got like a hot second of Tiffany and Lewis, so we didn't really get into the drama that much. Well, that's a lie. Anytime Wanda is around, y'all, the drama is there. And actually, y'all, this episode, Wanda actually admitted to us what her role on the show is. She said not once, but twice. The first time she said that she likes to shake a bone and get on. Then later on in the episode, she said, I don't like to fight. I like to throw rocks. So Wanda had already let us know what her role on the show is. Her role on the show is to cause chaos and leave. Peace out. Definitely. Shout out to Wanda and her confessional look though. Did y'all peep Wanda with the lace wig on the confessional? I was like, damn, she heard these internet streets talking about her what they used to call that spray, about her spritz hairstyle. She got 5 bottles of spritz in her hair. And she definitely heard the internet streets talking about it. So I guess she went and got a lace wig for that confessional. So shout out to Wanda. So y'all, this episode, we get to see Wanda in the mess. We also hear about this side baby conversation again. So let's just go ahead and get into it again. Like the video, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. So we start out with Martell and the guys. This is at Black. Remember, we had a week off, so maybe y'all don't remember, but go back and watch their review if you haven't. Everybody is at Black again because they are celebrating the 8th graders graduating to 9th grade, okay? And this is whenever the guys ask Martell, well, do you love her? And her is Coleslaw, baby mama of child number 5. And when I say Coleslaw, that's no shade, but that's what they were calling her on the show as a reference. So in my mind, I can't get that out of my mind, Coleslaw. So they said, if you love her, then don't get a DNA test. And this is where they left off last episode. This episode, I told y'all Martell was not going to answer that question. He ends up saying, well, I love everybody. I love everybody. And he ultimately does not tell us anything. The guys also talk about getting married for a second time. And everybody's saying, more so, Marceau is saying that anybody who decides to get married for a second time is crazy. And it's just funny to see Marceau's views on marriage, because to me, he doesn't really see marriage as like something that's real fun, something that's supposed to be real lovey-dovey. I feel like he sees marriage as an exchange, as a partnership, as a woman's supposed to be in that home. And as long as she's doing her part, then that's a successful marriage, because he definitely sees no benefit in getting married again. When Tay talked, oh, Mel, my eyes were deceiving me. She said, but he definitely didn't have a problem saying he loved Mel. That is so true. And he also made it seem like he doesn't really want Mel back. The reality of it is, y'all, Martell has tried for so long to get Melody back that at this point in time, he would rather leave with what little bit he could and keep his head up and take that rejection as it is. So that's why Martell is not even about to let these people know how much he really wants to be with her, because how embarrassing would that be? So now, y'all, what is this? What did I say? Okay, Wanda and Mel, y'all. We're back inside Black. This is when Wanda and Mel began to have a blowout. Mel and Wanda are talking about Mel following, or not Mel, Mel and Wanda are having a conversation about Wanda following Martell's baby mama on social media. She's liking her post, and I think her name is Ariane. Y'all tell me if that's true or false. It's Ariane or something along the lines. In my mind, I always have to say coleslaw. So forgive me. If I say coleslaw a couple times throughout this video, y'all know who I'm talking about. So they have to talk about Wanda following coleslaw on social media. And they basically say, well, if you want us to get back together so bad, what are you following her for? What do you keep saying that she's so beautiful for? And that's whenever Wanda says, I'm not y'all's friend. Okay? I'm not y'all's friend. I can follow her and I can tell her if she's beautiful. If you're not our friends, and stay out of our business. Wanda does things. She shakes shit up. She says a lot of things that are grammatically incorrect. She sounds illiterate, and there's no shade. You just come in and you cause chaos, and then you leave. So she's doing all that arguing with Mel. Mel had time today for her. She hollering. And then I guess Destiny uses this as an opportunity to let Mel know that she still got her back. So Destiny pops up. And this is whenever Wanda says, y'all must have low self-esteem. If y'all care about me commenting on her Instagram post, then y'all must have low self-esteem. Destiny stands up and said, where? Look at low self-esteem. Where? Look at this. Look at that. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, y'all, this scene was just so chaotic. They actually allowed Wanda to come in and do her job and leave. And y'all, I don't know. Every time I see Wanda enter these scenes, I think about whenever I used to be up in my mama's room when we used to watch Showtime at the Apollo. And every time somebody, sung really bad, it was like a clown that would come chase people off stage. And I feel like that's exactly what Wanda is, a clown. Wanda enters these scenes, she shakes up the scene, and then Mel runs away. People run whenever Wanda comes because she likes to start a lot of shit. Clown shit, okay? So anyway, she says low self-esteem. Definitely, Destiny starts piping up for Mel. So I'm like, okay, I guess they on the same page. And then Mel, she claims that she only knew about Ariane for 3 years. Wanda's like, no, you knew about her for 5. Y'all were sister wives. And that's when Mel gets upset because she says, well, were y'all friends? And Mel goes crazy. But y'all, I could have swore Mel knew for 5 years. Like I said, Sandman. Thank you, Stephanie. It's Sandman from Showtime at the Apollo. That's the name I'm trying to come up with. That's what Wanda reminds me of. But anyway, I could have swore Mel knew for 5 years, y'all. I told y'all I jumped in on the show on season 2. So I may have missed this, but I could have swore she said she knew for 5 years. Even in her song, she says, gave you 5 years just to cut her off. Gave you 5 years just to cut her off. Now I realize that was too long. That's exactly what she says in the song. So anyway, Mel says that their relationship was happening for 2 years, but she didn't find out until 3 years. Marquetta says she found out after 2 years. I don't know. Did she just say in the song, gave you 5 years just to cut off because it sounded good? Because I know you can't take all music literal. When Tay Talk says no, Mel found out after he was messing with her for 2 years. He was messing with her for 5. Okay. Because I honestly was not sure. Ian Major says, unfortunately, they were sister wives. Now, I see where she was thinking that I would never call this woman a sister wife. I would never call Ariane a sister wife. She was definitely a side chick. But Mel knew about her because that's where everybody started having those conversations about cheating respectfully. And that's what happened, I think, in the first season. She was like, no, I think that there's a difference between disrespectful cheating and respectful cheating, which people thought was crazy, but that was a debate all over social media. So she knew about her. Were they friends? No, she was a side chick, not a sister wife. But I see what y'all mean. Y'all feel like she was a little bit complacent in it. We'll see. A woman's intuition. I agree. Saki says yes, he was with that girl for 5 years, back and forth between the two of them. Mel shouldn't have waited for that fool to stop seeing that girl. She waited a long time. But like I was telling y'all in my last review for Put a Ring on It, I told y'all that a lot of these, I feel like the reason why we see so many reality TV divorces are because the things that people would usually cover up and sweep under the rug in real life where everybody don't know your business, you can't do that on reality TV, because you get people like me on YouTube, you get people on Twitter and Instagram who talk about you, who hold you accountable. So it's like, if you know personally that you don't feel right about this situation, you're going to have to deal with not only being cheated on, but number two, looking foolish. So I think a lot of these people decide it's just easier for me to divorce, hold my head, leave with my head held up, and go on from there. What's up, Keisha? So I think that's what happened, y'all. I don't think that if this wasn't on reality TV, Mel probably still would have been with Martell. But a baby actually also changes things. I just think it was easier for her to leave because we all saw it on TV. So this is whenever Wanda's in her confessional. And like I told y'all, Wanda had the bundles. And she's basically just saying, 5 years, 3 years, whatever, doesn't matter what it is, y'all sister wife, y'all's friends, blah, 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 whatever. And then Wanda says, we're y'all's friends. And Mel ends up leaving. So after Mel leaves, Destiny leaves. And then Kimmy, that's when she's like, y'all tell me if y'all were a little bit confused by this argument with Kimmy and Wanda. I don't know where it started, but something tells me that there probably isn't a logical explanation to this, because like Wanda said, she's there to shake a bone and leave. So she came ready. Yes, Miss Wanda, a whole tornado. She came there to shake a bone and leave. So Kimmy and Wanda start arguing. It wasn't even no discussion from jump. And then somehow Wanda starts trying to circle back and make the conversation about Tisha. Kimmy says it's clear that Wanda and Tisha only care about Tisha's feelings, because whenever it comes to everybody else, it's basically just F everybody else. I could talk about Mel, I could talk about Martell, I could talk about Destiny, whoever I want. But when it comes to Tisha, everybody should be sensitive to her feelings. I believe her. Then Wanda says, you made a statement against Tisha. And this is whatever we hear probably 30 times. Tell me what you see. 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 That's all we heard. Kimmy's basically saying, if you're going to come to me with this drama, tell me what you are seeing on social media. Wanda's not answering the question. She ends up saying, ultimately, I didn't see nothing. And Kimmy was like, yeah, I know you didn't see nothing. Kimmy's hitting on the table, telling her to shut up. And y'all, I'm not mad at it one bit. I think that Wanda got what she was giving. She got exactly what she was giving. So Wanda ends up leaving. And when she's walking out of black, she looks at the camera directly in the eyes or the lens. She smiles and she says, I like to shake a bone and leave. Girl, what? Wanda is a whole entire fool, okay? So now, y'all, we move on to Mel in the studio with Destiny. Mel's there singing, getting ready for her new single. I was hoping that Mel would actually come out with more than one song, because like I told y'all, I really do like Mel's song, Telltale Signs. I'll be listening to that song. It's actually too short in my opinion, but I love it. Karen says, I think Kimmy did almost everything to try and not to cuss this rude ass lady out. Just mind your damn business. She did. She did everything that she could have done to not cuss her out. So good job to Kimmy, okay? One of the other things I didn't touch on was Kimmy says to Wanda, I haven't given Tisha a full chewing out. You want to know why? Because I know she's sensitive. So that's Kimmy basically saying that she has a lot of patience for all their nonsense because she knows that they're family. So she continued to display that nonsense when it came to Wanda. And what's even crazier to me is like Wanda, I don't know many people who have direct relationships like that. Tisha and Kimmy are sister-in-laws, but Wanda is always around and Kimmy is forced to have a relationship with her. Why? I shouldn't even see you. That check must be good for Wanda to be doing all that. So now, I'm going to move on. Mel's in the studio with Destiny, and Mel singing her song. It sounded like it was pretty good, but I honestly can't tell. And I ain't even gonna say that like Mel has a bad voice. I don't think she has a bad voice. I think that she could probably hold notes, and she definitely has a voice that can be chopped up and turned into a #1 hit. Because Telltale Signs, I love that song. I listen to it a couple times a week. So Destiny shows up. And remember, y'all, last time we seen them, they were beefing. I'm not lying. I'm not making Milani and all this other. They were arguing. They cut a watermelon and decided to be friends. How fake, okay? Then after that, we saw them at Black. Destiny stands up for Mel. So I guess they're cool, but not really. It's like they got a lot of things under the surface that they don't want to talk about. So Destiny shows up. They act like everything's all good. I'm waiting on y'all to get to the root of it and talk about what's really on y'all's mind. And Destiny says, "So what happened with Tiffany? I saw Tiffany crying and I hugged her and I actually was really sad for her." Destiny, fuck Tiffany. Like, for lack of better words, fuck Tiffany. Okay, you didn't care whenever she was coming for you with the ice cold tea, but now that you see her crying over some stuff that happened with Tiffany, is not Tiffany, with Kimmy, is poor Tiffany. I feel like Destiny was just trying to get back in good with her friend. And I feel like in that scene, Destiny felt like, I want to be cool with my friend again so bad that if she's standing up for Tiffany, I want to let her know that I'm not against Tiffany and me and Tiffany can eventually be cool. And I feel like that's exactly what she was trying to do. Because I'm like, what the fuck do you even care about Tiffany for? Forget her, okay? Yes, I agree. Trixie says Destiny was so damn fake with that Tiffany sympathy plot. Why? Karen says, I think that's Karen says, I think Destiny was trying to get tea. I agree. But I also think that was her way of trying to let Mel know, if me and you are going to be cool and Tiffany is your girl, I'm letting you know that I can cohabitate with her. What did she hug her for at Black? She let us know that she hugged her. And I'm like, what? What are you hugging her for? She would have got the tea. That's my thing. And it's so hard for me to comprehend because in my mind, if I don't like somebody and if I don't F with somebody, I don't give a damn if you crying. If she was crying, I would have been sitting at the bar, taking shots, laughing my ass off. Like, look at this bitch. She getting into it again. And it's like the whole cast talks. She was going to find out the tea from Kimmy. I definitely think that was an effort at trying to make Mel comfortable in their friendship, that they could just sweep over the beef, that they could just eat a sweet watermelon and be friends again. Okay. So Mel says, Tiffany's really sweet. And, I just think that she doesn't know how to read a room. The other thing that Mel does that I didn't like is Mel tried to make it a point that Kimmy did not know about Monster vaping in the bathroom. I don't think that this is the argument that y'all should try to make. We don't give a damn. Well, I don't give a damn if Kimmy knew about Monster vaping in the bathroom or not. My issue, I feel like you have to start at the beginning. My issue is that you are telling a child's business on national TV. Secondly, Kimmy and Maurice can handle their lack of communication on or off camera. I don't care. But for you to discuss something about a child, that's my initial issue. And I feel like they're trying to use Kimmy and Maurice's lack of communication to basically deflect from Tiffany being a messy bitch. Because ain't nobody talking about a kid like that. And I also thought maybe at the beginning she didn't know how to read a room. Maybe she wanted a way to feel like she was in with the girls. So maybe she came in divulging, some tea, so that way they would feel comfortable having personal conversations with her. And instead of it going the way that she thought it would go, and it ended up backfiring. Backfiring is what ended up happening. So that's why I don't feel bad for Tiffany. So Mel ends up saying to Destiny that the reason why her situation didn't go like Kimmy's is because she thought that Destiny was aggressive at the taco party that happened. Y'all, I get what Mel is saying. I don't think that Destiny, I feel like aggressive is such a strong word to use. I think that Destiny came basically like, gosh, I really can't think of a better word, y'all. I guess for me, it's going to be aggressive with a grain of salt because I don't think that Destiny came to her talking crazy. Destiny said, I think your tea was cold. Tiffany, now all of a sudden you want to be sensitive when the fact of the matter is you could have got cussed out. You could have got cussed out at Tiffany's brunch for at Destiny's brunch for bringing up infidelity in her marriage on her fucking birthday. You could have got cussed out at the brunch by talking about a child, Kimmy's stepson, but you didn't, which is why I feel like I can't blame anyone else for the way that they reacted because I feel like both Destiny and Kimmy did a great job handling Tiffany. It could have been much worse. LB, thank you. That's a much better explanation than aggressive with a grain of salt. I think that Destiny was firm. That's exactly what she was. Saki says Destiny was concise, precise, just not that nice, but not aggressive at all. I agree. I hate when people do this shit because I have been that person so many times. When somebody who is known as nice and known as sweet comes to me with some bullshit, and I come to you and I call the bullshit for what it is, all of a sudden, I'm being aggressive. What? How does that work? That's like my number one pet peeve. That has happened to me all my life, y'all. And that's why I typically don't fuck with a lot of new people because I always end up being the bad guy. And I feel like Mel was trying to deflect from the bullshit that her friend had did. And she tried to make Destiny the bad guy. So I'm like, girl, why? And Destiny ends up joking to Mel. And she says, well, I hope that you defend me as much as you defend Tiffany. And Mel says, well, I know all my friends. And like a mother of some cubs, I know exactly what y'all need. And Tiffany just needs a little bit more softness or whatever. Destiny says, well, I have a soft side too. And Mel says, well, show all your sides. And I feel like that was a slight jab at what we all say on social media. We all say that Destiny is not showing all her sides. Destiny is just taking up space on the screen. Destiny is not revealing anything. And I think that's what Mel meant when she said, we'll show all your sides. Y'all tell me if that's what y'all picked up from what Mel was putting down. So now, y'all, we can go ahead and hop on to Tiffany and Louis. Tiffany! Girl, you messy as fuck. And your husband, Louis, is... y'all, this scene infuriated me so much. Because she definitely was white womaning the fuck out of us. Tiffany, mowing the lawn with no shoes, she says she felt attacked by Maurice. She felt very attacked and she just feels like it was bad timing. Even though she knows that the conversation that she had at brunch was bad timing, she just feels like them talking to her at Black was bad timing. She said they came in trying to have a good time. They're at the bar trying to get one drink, and before they can even get a drink, they're saying, we need to talk to you. Now, that was perfect timing because what they could have done, Tiffany, was they could have lit your ass up in front of the entire group. They pulled you to the side respectfully. They didn't curse. They didn't embarrass you. They talked to you in front of your husband. They didn't just pull you off alone. They made sure that it was a respectful conversation between parents. So then Louis, with his ass, he reminds me of Sheree ex-husband, Bob. He doing all this talking. Well, good thing I didn't have a shot at me because it would have been a completely different story. Nah, not after your ass was out there kikiing on that porch with the rest of them men. If you really was feeling some type of way, you wouldn't have been kikiing. You wouldn't have been, and you shouldn't have been. And I don't even think that he knew the seriousness or the level at which his wife Tiffany was being messy. I think that Tiffany only told him about Destiny, which we saw on camera, and I bet she never told him about Monster, because it's not a grown person's place to be spreading gossip about a fucking child. And how else was your husband supposed to defend you when it came to that? So both of y'all whack as fuck, Lewis included. Aggressive. Girl, if you don't get your soft ass on, if you know that you are that soft, stop doing shit like that. Stop trying to make shit shake when you show up to scenes, because you're going to get shook and then you're going to end up looking dumb. So it's just like, girl, I don't feel bad for you at all. At all. Like, girl, y'all. Anyway, Tiffany, she takes what Mel says, and like I said, trying to deflect. She thinks that Maurice was over talking and over beating a dead horse because he was mad that Kimmy had to find out through her. I get it. While that may be true, why are y'all making it seem as if the issue at hand is Maurice and Kimmy's lack of communication? There is an issue, but the issue at hand was brought by Tiffany. You spilling children's business, okay? Monique says Lewis is the baseball coach at the school. I think he told Tiffany. All of a sudden, she didn't remember where she heard it. You're right. I agree with you, Monique. I'm pretty sure she heard that from her husband. All of a sudden, you don't remember. Now, y'all, we get into Martell. Let's go ahead and move to the next thing. Martell is sitting there talking to his friend Fred. They have been friends for a couple years, and this is whenever he's talking about him losing his businesses, Holt Home, Custom Homes, and all that other stuff. Really, he lost all his connections, and we find out again that he did not have a builder's license. Mel always had the builder's license. This is one thing. I feel like people... Y'all mamas and grandmas ain't never told y'all, you always got to make sure that you take care of yourself. You always got to make sure that you have your shit in order. You always got to make sure you stow away a little bit of money on the side. Your husband got a degree. Don't just be the stay-at-home wife, because you got to have something that is yours. And I feel like Martell had to learn this the hard way. He tells his friend Fred that he's about to take his builder's license at the end of the month. And Fred is just like, bewildered. He's like, are you serious? I didn't know. I thought that you had it. And Martell ends up saying that, you know, he wasn't tripping on getting his builder's license because he took it one time. He didn't pass. Mel took it one time. She passed. He said that was his wife. That was their business. So he went on. Y'all, honestly, I think that shit is seen as lazy. And I'm just saying in general, no, this ain't even directed at Martell. I feel like one thing that I want personally is equal partnership. Although it'd be nice to be taken care of, if y'all are regular ass people, you should make sure that you have your grounds covered as well, because should that relationship ever end, you got to start from scratch. And that's the reason why Martell lost his business. He didn't lose his business because they were divorced. He lost his business because he can no longer build because his wife was the business. So it's funny to me that whenever we see them having conversations, he's telling her she ain't ever built a home in her life. And, you know, he basically put her on. If that was the case, why aren't you building homes, Martell? So he is working on getting his builder's license. Now he knows that he can't depend on anyone. And the other piece of information that we find out from this conversation is that Martell actually got the allowance to build on the 47 acres. He says something about 40. Yeah, I think he's building 44 homes on the 47 acres. He actually got approval from whoever owns the land before Chris had even came to Mel asking her to build. I find that interesting. I probably wouldn't even say that out loud, because even though you got word of mouth approval, you don't have a builder's license to build. So let's hope that Martell passes this test at the end of the month in which he's talking about, so he can actually build these homes. So now, y'all, let's go ahead and move on. When Tay talk, he's lying. I agree. We ain't never heard this before. I agree that he's lying about getting approval to build the 44 homes on the 47 acres, because that's what I'm saying. Like, with what license? We'll see. everything that's done in the dark will come to light. So let's hope he gets approval and let's see if he builds on these 47 acres, y'all. So now, y'all, Wanda shows up to Tisha's house again to shake some shit up. She just wants to give Tisha a heads up about what happened at Black. And it's funny as hell because Marceau is looking out the window at Wanda like, ugh, like just in disgust. He cannot stand her, and it was hilarious. So pretty much she tells Tisha that what happened at Black was she was getting into arguments with people because she said that she wanted Martell and Mel to get back together. Now, Tisha ends up saying, why should you tell them that? That's none of your business. And, she's telling her mom that it's pretty disrespectful for you to even comment on that. And I was shocked. Tisha says in her confessional that she stands with her friends in this situation, that Tisha and Destiny, not Tisha and Destiny, Destiny and Mel are in the right because her mom had crossed the line. So I'm like, okay, let's see how long you gonna tell your mama she wrong. One of the other things I thought was wild as fuck was Wanda ends up saying, I said to Destiny always running behind Mel. Do Mel got the bananas? Because you running behind her like you a monkey. When she said that, I was like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Let's go ahead and get Wanda off this show, okay? So, Wanda ends up talking again, not only about the beef that she had with Destiny and Mel, but now she moves on to the beef that she had with Kimmy. She said that Kimmy was slamming her hand on the table, telling her to shut up. And this is whenever it ultimately, Tisha's tune kind of changes a little bit. She initially agrees with her friends, and then she ends up saying, hold on, that would be an issue. But did you say anything to Kimmy to make her react that way? So when Tisha said that, I was like, you know what? Good job, Tisha. Good job, because your mama will have you in places where you don't want to be. And pretty much, they feel like you should allow Kimmy to take Mel's side in this situation. So Tisha, what I hope you don't do is, Tisha, I don't want you to go back to the girls and repeat some dumb shit that your mom has said. And then you end up being in a situation that you don't want to be in. I think that you probably shouldn't even bring it up. If your mama get cussed out, your mama get cussed out. You know how your mama is. Now, y'all, most people are not like that about their parents. I wouldn't want nobody to cuss my mama out. But if my mama came on TV, showed her ass every week for a check, including making me look stupid, we definitely got a problem. So Wanda ends up saying, I don't like to argue. I just like to throw rocks. And this is what I'm talking about, y'all. She said not once, but twice throughout this episode, basically, she just likes to start shit and leave. How much is she getting paid for this? Something tells me not very much, because I feel like she would be doing this shit over anything. Bingo money, okay? So now Marceau comes outside, and this is whenever Wanda starts talking about Marceau delivering the bottle of wine to Mel. Tisha ends up saying that she knew that he was interested in having Mel be a brand ambassador for their champagne. However, she didn't know that he was going to personally deliver the wine bottle. Y'all, I think that situation was very just picky, very petty. It was stupid. If you and him already had a discussion about her being an ambassador, what's the issue of him dropping off the bottle of wine unless you don't trust him, unless there's a real insecurity there, which you do have, Tisha. So anyway, Tisha says, I don't even have to worry about that because I'm not insecure. Everything's good in my household. Really? Is it really? Because the way that you have villainized, what's her name? Kyra. The way that you have villainized Kyra on this show, down to the way that you're acting about your husband with Mel, to me, says that everything is not all good in your home. Otherwise, it wouldn't be Houston girls. That's the problem. Girls in Texas, they don't care if your man married or not. Was it something that we didn't see, or was it that you were just insecure? So anyway, she tells her mom she ain't insecure. Marceau comes out. He says that Wanda is a walking day drunk. I was like, what? So then it gets even more serious because Tisha grabs Marceau's chin and she says, did you meet up with her to give her the bottle of champagne or not? I agree. What difference does it make on how it was delivered if you knew that it was going to be delivered? It's because her mom is tapping in on her insecurities and her mom is fucking with her mind, and I hate it. And her man is fucking with her mind because we saw that happen. Both of them are playing on her insecurities. So Tisha grabs Marceau's chin and she says, did you meet up with her or not? Marceau ends up saying, I don't recall. That's not a problem. And it's like he's specifically not answering the question because it's, oh, I hated to see that instead of calming her down, he would rather her insecurities continue to rattle inside of her. He could have shut down that whole situation by saying, yes, I dropped it off. What's next? He continued to leave her in limbo and curiosity and confusion. And I'm like, both of y'all are messed up. So he says, I'm not giving you a direct answer. And what was funny is, y'all tell me if I heard this right. Marceau says, do you think that I'm trying to Portia Mel? Did he say push up or did he say Portia Mel? Because when I heard him say that, was he talking about like Portia Fallon and Simon? Or was he just saying push up? I played it back like 3 times and it sounded like he said, what, Tisha, do you think I'm trying to Portia Mel? Y'all tell me. Anyway, I don't think he's trying to come for Mel. I do think that I think that Marceau is a big flirt all the way around. I think that he is a troll. Okay, y'all heard him say Portia as well. I heard him say that too. But I think he's a big troll. So I'm like, oh, that is so annoying. Then, since they get nowhere with the conversation about how the bottle of wine was delivered, Wanda then goes on to say, oh, well, is it true that you got a side baby out there? Here we go again. And that's when Tisha, she gets upset. She goes to her mama. She goes in and she says, you are coming here and you're always causing chaos. You need to stop. She was like, I don't appreciate you coming for things that are affecting my marriage and my family. And that's when Marceau says, is she leaving? Man, don't you want a happy marriage? I cannot. Diana says, push up on Mel. Monique says, Portia. I heard him say Portia. And I was like, did he say Portia? LD says, I think he said Portia too. I played it back 3 times. I was like, did he say, do you think I'm trying to Portia Mel? is that the new phrase that we're using now? He's trying to pull a Portia. Anyway, my thing is Melody don't want your man. I agree. And I hate to see Tisha in a position to where you have your mom playing on your mind, and you also have Marceau playing on your mind. They have control over you. It's manipulative, and I think you need to have better people around you. Iverson says he's intrigued by Mel's confidence, beauty, and intelligence, but he doesn't want her because he can't control her. Say it again. I agree. Saki says Wanda liked causing chaos between Marceau and Tisha. She hopes that Tisha will leave him. I don't know why she won't leave them alone and go off and be with one of her men. I agree. Marceau even says to her, if you want Tisha to be with somebody else, then go find that person for her. And she says, well, I can't find nobody for her. That's Tisha's decision to make. He says, well, Tisha need to go find somebody. Basically, like, y'all, I hate that Marceau carries himself in a way to where if Tisha were to leave, he makes it seem as though he wouldn't be affected at all. And I think that definitely plays key in Tisha's insecurities. I hate to see it, y'all. But that was pretty much the end of the episode, y'all. Wanda came, showed her ass. The episode was called WAP. W-A-P. Wanda ain't playing. So y'all tell me what y'all think about this episode. Hopefully next week will be a lot more entertaining. Wanda honestly just drains the fuck out of me. Wanda's tiring. Y'all be sure to like this video up. We got 87 people in the chat. Like it before you go, y'all. Comment and share. I'll see y'all next, I said next episode. No, I'll see y'all to discuss the Little Black Book interview for Put a Ring on It. And then for 2, I will see y'all tomorrow for Real Housewives of Potomac. So I hope y'all have a great Sunday. Happy Labor Day. And I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye.